All right, guys, welcome back. Glad to have you again. Today's topic in the case study we're going to talk about is one of the big three. I know I say each one of these is really big, but this one is really big. I'm serious this time. It's going to be tags, listing tags. So this goes hand in hand with listing titles. If you guys haven't watched the listing titles case study video, go ahead and watch that. I provide a lot of good tips and tactics the top shops are using with their listing titles. But tags are also extremely important when it comes to your Etsy listings. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. In case you don't know, my name's LL. I've been doing Etsy since 2014. Was able to slowly grow my shop at first, and through a lot of pain and agony and suffering, and maybe I'm being a little dramatic, but a lot of learning, a big learning curve at the beginning. I was able to finally figure stuff out, and especially the last 2 years, well, really last year was a huge year for me. I was able to grow, one of my Etsy shops, Living Limitless Clothing. I was able to gross over 6 figures on that shop, and I was really excited and happy about that, and decided to walk away from my corporate job and really do Etsy full time, and more importantly, start helping you guys out with these videos and success tips so you guys can grow your shop as well. Because there's a lot of people that love creating, but they struggle with getting items viewed and sold. So I really want to help you guys eliminate those learning curves and kind of hit the ground running, a lot faster than I was able to do. All right, so what we're going to do, as usual, is go in here and look at some live shops and just talk about tags today and a lot of the important things to keep in mind when you're doing your listings. So let's do furniture today. Well, not really furniture. I guess in my mind, for some reason, I'm thinking of a shelf. So let's do a wood shelf. See what Etsy brings up. All right. These are a lot of bestsellers. People love wood shelf. Or wood shelves, rather. So let's pop into here. All right. So one thing you want to do and keep in mind when you're doing your tags, you should have probably done your title first. And then you're going to come down and work on your tags. So when you're doing your tags, you can scroll down here and see all the tags that they used. You want to try and use some of the same tags that you used in your title. So let's scroll back up here. Rustic industrial floating shelves, floating shelf, industrial pipe brackets, wall shelf, pipe shelving. So they don't have any spacing at all. So this is basically one huge keyword. I'm surprised people are finding this, but it looks like it's doing really well. So, but these are, if you break this out, these are all keywords. So rustic industrial floating shelves is more or less one. That's a long tail keyword because it's more than 2 words. Floating shelf is another one. Industrial pipe brackets, wall shelf is another one. Pipe shelving, rustic wood shelf, and then they have an extra shelf in here, which is a little redundant. And then down here, home and living, storage and organization, shelving, floating shelf, floating shelves, wood shelf, floating bookshelf, rustic shelf, reclaimed wood, industrial. So these are all descriptive tags relating to the product. So like I said, you want to try and use some of the same tags that are in your title. So, rusting shelf is used above, floating bookshelf is used, reclaimed wood, industrial. So that's a little bit more broad. open shelving. So you want to think of it as a funnel. You want to start specific and then broaden out if you're running out of ideas. So the industrial wood shelf is probably the pretty specific term, which they have it kind of, but it's broken out into multiple keywords here. They have it above in the title, so it'll still get pulled in SEO. So floating wood shell, I would use floating wood shelves. See, some of this stuff is redundant. Floating shelf, wood shelves. And you can't fit usually some of these long tail keywords because there is a character limit with your tags, whereas titles you have 160 characters. But when you're doing your tags, you can only fit 20 characters before you got to break it out. So sometimes you do have to break out some of your long tail keywords into short ones, which is fine. If you want to do industrial wood floating shelves, it's going to be too long. So you can break it out into floating shelves and industrial shelves or wood shelves. That's totally fine. One thing you want to try to avoid if possible is redundancy. It's not going to hurt you, but for the simple fact that it's going to take away a spot of your tag where you could use it for something else. So this is a good example here where they have wood shelves and wood shelf. That's just going to look at that probably and say it's the same keyword. So you're kind of wasting a space there. So I would try and think of a different keyword so you're not being redundant when you're doing your listings. Other than that, I mean, they do a pretty good job of separating out their keywords. There's not a lot of redundancy, which is good. And they go really broad. Home and living is broad. Storage and organization is really broad. But then they are also specific with floating shelves, floating shelf, iron pipe shelf, which I don't think is there iron? Yeah, there is iron on that, so that's good. They probably could have done industrial wood shelves together. I don't know if there's enough spot. I don't know how many characters that is. Either way, they broke it out, so it's still going to get pulled in SEO. So the main thing, the main point is to use all 13 tags, which they did here, which is good. And then think of different keywords using some of your title keywords that describe your product. That's really what you want to try to do in a nutshell with your listings. So let's look at another one here. A lot of floating shelves, wood shelf bracket. Let's see what this one. It's a corbel bracket. So wood shelf bracket, corbels pair for farmhouse, corbels. All right, so that was their title. Home and living, home and decor, wall decor, corbel shelf, antique white, candle scone, shelf bracket, shelf. So that's redundant, bracket and shelf. They already have shelf bracket here. So they didn't really need that. They could have used something else. Farmhouse decor, floating shelves, architectural, corbels pair, wood shelf bracket. So they do a pretty good job with using their different tags and going broad, architectural, home decor, home and living, and then bringing it back with specifics such as corbels, antique white, shelf bracket. So yeah, they do a good job. And they use all their tags here, which is good. They have some longer tags, some 3-word tags in here, which is good. You want to try and do, again, you have only 20 character spots, so you're not going to be able to do as many long tail keywords as you want. Just get those into your title, which will help you. All right, so let's look at one more. I'm sure you guys get the idea of what you want to include. Oil shelf. All right. Bath and Beauty, essential oils, oil rack, oil shelf, rack, housewarming gift. So that's really broad, but that could be good. Maybe shelf housewarming gift would be good, but it's probably going to pull that because they already have shelf in here. Rustic wood shelf, wall decor, essential oil shelf. That's a good one. Nail polish shelf, nail polish rack, oil storage, home decor. Yeah, they do a good job here. These are all best sellers for a reason. They describe their products really well. They're specific in their tags, and they're related, but they do go a little bit broad. So again, think of it as a funnel. The bottom is very specific, and then the top is a little broad. So you want to have both to kind of pull people into your shop. So yeah, they do a good job with using all the tags, and they're pretty specific. All right, one more, and then I'll let you guys go. All right, let's check out this bath caddy. Wooden bath caddy, tray, reclaimed solid wood shelf, wine tablet, mobile phone holder, rustic oak. So these tags aren't separated either. I like, it's personal preference, I like separating them with dashes or commas just because it's easier to read, but it's still going to pull in the SEO. So Bath and Beauty, bath accessories, bath tray, bath bar, bath caddy, wood bath tray, wood bath bar, wood bath caddy. Which again, bath caddy is used here, wood bath caddy, bath tray, bath tray. It's a little redundant. You can use that for another keyword. Reclaimed oak, oak shelf, made to order oak, custom oak. You know, you could also maybe bathroom caddy gift, gift for bathroom, bathroom wood gift, stuff like that. But they do a good job of describing their item and using different keywords, and they're not really the same, and they're not too broad either. You know, if they just put in here wood or grain, pipe or something like that, or bathroom, you know, that's not describing anything. Those are extremely broad when you're doing it. So just keep that in mind. You want to try the main points. Try to use some of your titles, your title keywords in your listings if possible. 2 or 3 word tags if possible. Don't repeat if possible your tags. So like I said, it's not going to hurt you. It's just going to take away some tag spots where you can put some other tag in there. Each tag could possibly bring in customers. Make sure to fill out all of your tags. There's 13 spots, so don't leave any spots empty. You want to always try and fill your spots. The last thing I'm going to cover, and I did this in the listing titles as well, but if you run out of tag ideas, what you can do is go into Etsy search and use it. It's very powerful as far as giving you ideas for your listing. So I'm running out of ideas for my floating shelf. So I'm just going to type in floating shelf. Well, if I type in floating, you'll see floating shelves, floating shelf, floating nightstand, floating shelf bracket, floating wood shelves, floating corner shelf. So these are all good descriptive keywords that you can use in your tags. You can play around with this. I mean, you can go very broad. You can just do shelf and see what it pulls up and see if any of those apply to you. Then you can start going more specific. You can do wood shelf, and then you'll see here that it provides different listing tags that you can use. You can do wood bathroom shelf, which is really specific. So you'll get less here because this is long tail keywords, but just play around with the different tags that you guys already have. Type them in here and see what else comes up. You may have a related tag that you can use. That'll be really good. That'll help pull in more traffic to your shop. So hopefully that helps you guys. Hopefully that makes sense in regard to tags. Make sure you guys also follow us on YouTube at Etsy Entrepreneur, as well as Facebook at Etsy Entrepreneur. We're going to have more videos and stuff up there, tips, strategy for you guys coming very soon. We're releasing stuff weekly. Also, we're working to release a membership course for you guys, so you can go in there and hopefully help you take your shop to the next level and grow with us. There'll be more courses and stuff rolling out as well. Our main goal is my main goal is to share as much knowledge with you to help you guys move as quick as possible and grow your shops so you can truly love what you do and sell more on Etsy. So until next time, have a nice day. Thanks, guys.